We are back with yet another tournament race. This time we have 6 total competitors. I decided we're going to throw them all on one screen. If this gets too chaotic, we're going to focus in on just a handful of players at a time. But it should be a fun time. Nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and let these players get started here. This is going to be Nimble Light. This preset is a lot of fun. We're going to be seeing these players start with the Soul of Bat, Gravity Boots, and Leapstone. They're going to have a randomized weapon, randomized gear. We're going to be starting in the second castle, as always, for this tournament, as well as, what else am I missing? Oh, yeah, infinite mana. And we're starting with the Rib of Vlad, so 1 Vlad Relic down. The win condition for this preset is to kill all of the bosses, as well as find all the Vlad Relics. And the starting room is the Reverse Library. This is actually a pretty decent starting location. And funny enough, if any of these players find a library card, they could easily come back here and do all this over again. So... Axelord Shield found for a couple of these players. Some players opting to go for item checks early. They did start with the Marcel, which is a good weapon. Other players saying, screw it, let's just go fast. So we have Durdrak here, already in the outer wall. Crazy Four Blades already in the outer wall. And Scrimps all on the right side here in the outer wall. Meanwhile, left side here, Ren, Eldritch, and Alex all making their way out, finding different items, doing different things. But seeing as how this is an all bosses preset, you do need to kill all of the bosses. And Durdrak is first to kill creature, with Scrimps not too far behind. And that's another Vlad Relic. 2 Vlad Relics down. Ooh, Crazy Four Blades gets the rollin' attack here in the middle right side from creature. Opts to use some spells to take care of him, hopefully. Marcel is pretty decent at dealing with these guys, but... And there it is. That's a boss down. That gave time for Ren here in the top left to catch up to Crazy, but now this is where routes could diverge, and we're already seeing a bit of divergence. This makes sense. There's really only 2 ways to go. Durdrak opts to go down to the clock tower section. Meanwhile, Scrimps in the bottom right here opts to go to the right, which is going to head towards Marble Gallery and the center of the inverted castle here. Ren seems to be following suit alongside Crazy as well, so we have a split. Some people opting to stay here on the left side of the second castle, whereas Durdrak says, you know what, I'm just going to head towards Castle Keep and maybe start doing right side instead. We'll see how this goes. Why save if you have infinite mana? In case you die. These players do start in the second castle. The enemies do hit very hard. They have decent weapon. They have decent gear. But you never know. Boss fights can be dangerous. All sorts of stuff like that. And saves can still have some utility as well. So Durdrak picks up an attack potion. And maybe a library card here, and it is indeed a library card. Durdrak finds an early library card. Very, very big. Meanwhile, all the way in the caverns already, Scrimps' movement is looking very, very clean here in the bottom right-hand corner. Has already made it to reverse caverns. Very interesting stuff. It seems like most players, except for Durdrak, are choosing to go the caverns route. Interesting. Yeah, Ren is in the caverns. Scrimps is in the caverns. Crazy is in the caverns. Eldritch is on his way to the caverns, and so is Alex. Durdrak says, screw it, I'm going to do my own thing. And honestly, I kind of like Durdrak's route a little bit better, personally, because everybody here that's in the caverns, they're looping Doppelganger 40 here. It is a boss that needs to be killed, but these players are all going to have to figure out how they're going to get to the first castle, because there are bosses in the first castle that are worth killing here, so... It'll be interesting to see. Durdrak, on the other hand, has a library card in his inventory, as well as access to the Castle Keep Warp to get back there. So he doesn't even have to use the library card necessarily. But we do see on Ren's screen, Ren is the first to kill Doppelganger 40 and check the Relic, and he acquires the Form of Mist. So Form of Mist being available here in the second castle, very, very important. It's going to save these players a lot of time when they go back to the first castle, if there's any important relics, specifically like a Vlad Relic, locked behind the Form of Mist. And Durdrak is staying in the second castle so far, which is nice. The question now becomes, is Durdrak committing to staying in the second castle the entire time? Or is Durdrak going to do part of the second castle and then go back to the first castle and do like a half and half type route. We'll have to wait and see. And right now, out of everybody who's in the caverns, very, very close race between Scrimps and Crazy Four Blades. They seem to be neck and neck here. Both fighting death here in the bottom right-hand corner and right middle side. So whoever has the cleaner fight is going to take the lead between these two routes. I'm of the opinion that you should full clear second castle in Nimble Light specifically. There's basically no reason not to. You have the best movement in the game, so just do it. So, all right, Crazy Four Blades and Scrimps still fighting death, and Crazy gets phase 2 down first. Has a cleaner fight and is going to be rewarded with a sword card for it. Eldritch and Alex are still chilling in the caverns so far, and Ren just finishes death as well. It is interesting to see all 5 of these players basically all taking the same route, whereas Durdrak is the only one opting to do a route that, honestly, in hindsight, now that I'm looking at it, I think this route is very strong so long as you full commit to second castle. The only downside here is actually Durdrak is going to run into a situation here where Durdrak's going to be killing Castlevania 3 trio here, but won't have necessarily, unless Jewel of Open is dropped here, Durdrak's not going to have Jewel of Open, which means he can't go from the reverse chapel to reverse alchemy lab and then fight Beelzebub, and is instead going to have to go around. So it's slightly less optimal, but we'll see how that pans out for Durdrak though. Yeah, today we got 6 screens, so feel free to completely have your brain melt. But it does help that most of players are on the same route, so nothing too crazy is going on. Speaking of crazy, Crazy Four Blades first to fight Galamoth. Doesn't hit up the save. Scrimps opts to save for safety here. Crazy gets the infinite combo started. All you have to do is wait for Galamoth to turn around so long as you're standing on that pedestal. And if you start swinging at him, he constantly goes into a damage flinch animation. So as long as you don't drop the combo, it's a guaranteed kill. Meanwhile, Scrimps opts to put on a strength potion and the Alucard sword instead, interestingly enough. Probably thinks that this is better DPS somehow. I guess we're going to see. Crazy was first to start the fight, and now it's a damage race to see who's going to finish the fight first. Yeah, Galamoth is not a very smart guy. But you know what is smart is Durdrak is opting to stay in the second castle and kill Beelzebub. This is a bit of a detour. This is the one weak side of this strategy, this route, is Beelzebub is kind of off in the corner, and you have to do him at some point anyways, so... Now, I wonder if Durdrak is going to take advantage of the fact that he's in Reverse Alchemy Lab, which is right next to the Reverse Entrance, which is right next to Reverse Caverns. So maybe he decides to do a Reverse Caverns route this way, because he's already killed Creature. So that could be the strategy. And it looks like the Strength Potion pays off, by the way. Scrimps is the first to kill Galamoth by a decent amount. That Strength Potion saved quite a bit of time over Crazy. Let that be a lesson to you. If you got a Strength Potion in your inventory and you're about to fight Galamoth, use it. It saves more time than you would think. It's worth the time to stop what you're doing in menu. Because Crazy was ahead entering that fight by like 10 seconds, and now Scrimps is ahead generally by like, what, 15 or 20? Something like that. Ren has a Crystagram? Oh, wow. Where do you find that? Also, wait, why is Ren in the Reverse Alchemy Lab, huh? So he decided to kill Death, get the warp to Castle... Oh, he got it from the Gremlin. Okay. And Durdrak is doing the route that I was thinking of. Reverse Entrance to get to Reverse Caverns. I like this route from Durdrak. It's actually pretty clean, since he's already done parts of the castle here. So where did Ren teleport to? I'm very curious. He must have teleported to reverse... my brain is cooked. He had to take a detour somewhere. Reverse Outer Wall, yeah. Because that's the only teleporter he could have access to. Interesting. And now he's in reverse alchemy or reverse Alrox's quarters. Jesus, my brain is not braining today. Sorry, y'all. I'll try my best to keep up with it, but lots of hot tournament action happening here. Speaking of tournament action, both Crazy Four Blades and Scrimps are both doing the same route that Durdrak is doing, but in reverse. They're literally passing each other right now in the waterfall room. Insane that that's how that's working out. Also, how does Scrimps and Crazy Four Blades, how do they decide to do the same route exactly? That's crazy. There's so many options available. Ren is obviously showing that different routes are available, but very interesting stuff. Durdrak makes it to Doppelganger. This is important for Durdrak specifically because has the Medusa shield, is able to kill this boss quite a bit faster, turning him to stone and then slashing him with the Marsil. You ever stone your Doppelganger and then blaze him? Looks like Durdrak's overall stats are a little bit low, maybe? Because how is the Doppelganger still alive after 3 stonings? Normally, I can't handle getting stoned once. 3 times? Sheesh. That would already knock me out, personally. But this is important because Durdrak is going to be finding here the Form of Mist. Also does a quick little soul steal to full heal. And that Form of Mist is very, very important. That is likely going to unlock important progression in the first castle that will lead to the final Vlad Relic, if I had to guess. Durdrak is also going for Force of Echo. I think it's worth doing, but there is a argument that because you're doing so many checks, because you have to kill all of the bosses, maybe it's important to skip checks that specifically aren't tied to bosses, because that's like your one way of like doing a relic skip. So Force of Echo has been my relic skip of choice a lot of the times when I'm forced into doing an all bosses route. But also these players are just trying to play it safe, potentially, you know. Placing consistently in these races is very, very important, as we have seen. For example, the current tournament standings, for those that don't know, I have them up over here. The current tournament standings have Durdrak in first place so far in after the first 4 races with 26 points. Crazy Four Blades, someone who is yet to win a race, is only behind by 1 point. He's gotten a lot of second places. He's placed very consistently in the top echelon. And for that, he is second place in the overall standings with 25 points. Ren in third place with 24 points. Classic Advent in fourth place with 22 points. Scrimps with 20 points. Alex with 11 points. Eldritch with 8. Major Seaman with 3. And then both Caesar and Sestron have joined races but have yet to be awarded points. Durdrak makes it to death now. Almost full cleared the second castle, right? Only 1 boss remains, and it's Galamoth. And he has that library card, so he's going to be able to library card out of Galamoth's arena. Durdrak's route is looking really strong, as long as he can keep this momentum up. I think he's going to be the first to clear all bosses. The only other person who is yet to clear all bosses actually is Ren. And it looks like Ren is probably going to find that library card, because he's doing these item checks right now. Yep, Ren finds it. Bam. So that's 2 players so far who have found the library card. I'm not sure anyone else has, because nobody else has gotten close to Darkwing Bat yet. So somehow, Ren's movement or route or something has him killing... Yeah, he's killed every boss in the second castle except for Galamoth, and is now going to the first castle. Says, I'll deal with Galamoth later. Very interesting decision. Durdrak won't be too far behind and will have Galamoth down because of his library card. But Ren has access to an extra library card. So we'll see which route ends up working out better. Racers are not allowed to watch my stream while they are racing, no. I'm pretty sure that's explicitly in the rules for the tournament document. Back card found by Ren. Oh, Durdrak trying to save his bacon here. Does a good job of staying alive, using the Hellfire to dodge Galamoth's ball attack. Not bad. Meanwhile, the rest of the players are still clearing up the remaining bosses in the second castle. I imagine Ren is probably going this way. Did he already get the warp, actually? I don't know what his plan is. Is he just going to get this item and then leave? No, he's going to keep going. So he probably did get the warp. So yeah, he's going to go all the way this way to get to the library early since he has missed. Durdrak finally finishes off Galamoth. Not the fastest kill, but it's good enough. And he finds basically nothing, picks it up. Fairy Scroll is an annoying relic because now anytime you do damage to an enemy, their name is going to pop up, which can sometimes overwrite enemy or item pickup names. So you'll be like, oh, I just picked up an item. What was it? And then the enemy name is there instead. Very annoying. Which preset is this? Oh, yeah, I don't have it on the screen. Thank you guys for reminding me. This is actually race number 5. And it's not the Cornavus preset. Instead, we are playing Nimble Light. All right, it looks like Scrimps is just now entering the first castle as well. Durdrak is in the library, has used the library card. Kind of catching up a little bit to Ren, but Ren still has that library card. Durdrak found Spike Breaker, which is interesting. Ren is going to find nothing over in the Fairy Scroll location. Library cards were in the shop for 2.4K. Well, that means that Ren's decision to hold the library card becomes a lot less interesting. Or less powerful. Assuming that Durdrak was able to afford a library card. I don't know if these players have found money yet. I usually assume by now you found something because there's so many item drops, but you never know. It just depends on the seed. I mean, Durdrak isn't using a library card to leave, so... He bought exactly one. Okay. Thank you, Berg, for telling me. Keeping me informed about what these players are doing. Yeah, that means Ren's advantage of having the extra library card does not matter. Durdrak is now ahead on bosses and in positioning. So that aggressive use of the library card does pay off here. Yeah, overall, Durdrak is just cleanly in the lead. Everybody else's route seems to be slightly less optimal. Because Crazy Four Blades is just now finishing up the second castle. Oh, was that a Chrysogram? Yes, it is. Durdrak finds a Chrysogram of his own from the skeleton muskets. That is huge. That's all you need in this game, baby. That's all you need. Ren buys a couple of library cards of his own. It looks like he's out of here. SotN patch suggestion selling relics. That actually... If it only showed like the useless relics on the inventory screen, that'd be nice. Just as a way to get them out of your friggin' inventory. Because sometimes I don't even want to go through the process of like taking them off, you know? Oops, I accidentally sold Soul of Bat. I lose. Okay. Yeah, Durdrak making his... Oh, I guess, yeah, Durdrak does now need to get to Castle Keep to kill Karasamon, whereas Ren has already done that. So in a way, they're still, like, close, but I think Durdrak's clear of Galamoth puts him a little bit in the lead. Also, Durdrak remembers mid-fight. Oh, yeah, I got Chrysogram. Let me use that. No problems, Mr. Kitty. I appreciate you for enjoying the content over on the YouTube stream. I appreciate you. If you are watching on YouTube later on Dragon Blitz Daily, please like, comment, subscribe. It is a free way to help me, especially in putting on this tournament. One thing I haven't spoken about much is that the tournament is being funded by my Patreon supporters. So anybody who is put any money into the Patreon, that is going directly to the prize pool for these players. So if you want to support the tournament further, joining the Patreon is a great way to do it. You could also watch the tournament live on the live stream. That's another way to support. And if you want to join the live stream over on twitch.tv/DragonBlitz and drop a Prime sub, I'd appreciate it. If you have Amazon Prime, that is one free Twitch subscription per month. You just have to link your Twitch account and your Amazon Prime account. You can also gift Patreon memberships. That is true, yeah. Gifting Patreon memberships is a thing, so you can essentially directly donate by gifting memberships that way. The reason I use Patreon is because they are the platform that takes the least amount of money per transfer, essentially. So, because if people like directly donated through like PayPal or something like that, PayPal takes like a huge cut, especially if it's like a $1 to $5 donation or something like that. I think for a $1 donation, it's like they take like 70%, or not 70, but like 40%, 30 to 40%, which is crazy. Speaking of crazy, the routing so far has been pretty interesting. Silver Ring and Gold Ring found for Ren. Ren opts to put the combo ring set on to see what's at Holy Glasses. Unironically, I would consider skipping it because... Well, actually, where did they find Silver Ring? Did they find Silver Ring? It's Holy Symbol. It's nothing. I see. Yeah, because Scrimps is already there. Yeah, I would consider skipping this check because it's like you already have Mist, which was found in the second castle. So it's kind of leaning towards Final Vlad being at Silver Ring. Or Silver Ring is Echo of Bat, which then leads to Spike Breaker at Final Vlad. So honestly, I think it's a heads-up play to skip. Because in my mind, I'm thinking it could be Echo. But it also could be Merman Statue that leads to Echo. I don't know. Or Glasses. You are still missing Holy Glasses, actually, now that I think about it. Oh, but if you found Silver Ring in the second castle, then you should skip because it can't be Holy Glasses. I don't know. My brain isn't braining very well, but I think the math works out that you should skip it. And in this sense, in this actual scenario, it makes sense to skip it. I guess there's also a chance that it's just a random Vlad. We'll see how Durdrak reacts to this situation. Finds the gold ring. Will he, too, fall prey to the bait? Yeah, I think you just kind of have to, because like the rule of thumb in randomizers, and it's like so hard to break from this rule of thumb, is that if you have access to a location that is locked by multiple relics, you should just go there and check. It just tends to work out most of the time. So I don't blame these players for all quote unquote getting baited, because theoretically it could be a random Vlad. That is a possibility. Or you might be thinking to yourself, even if this isn't a random Vlad, I can get Holy Glasses here maybe, unless Silver Ring was in second castle. Then in that case, I could get information about where the final Vlad is. Like if you find Echo here, you can then be like, okay, I know for a fact that Spike Breaker is probably the next location. You know what I mean? Thank you, Baka Blue, for the kind words. Yeah, it's funny enough, everybody is taking different routes, but they're all kind of converging into this, except for Alex. Alex is doing some stuff. I'm not sure what he's doing, but he's hanging out in the second castle. But everybody else seems to be around the Marble Gallery, All Rocks Quarters area, which is very interesting that even with the varied routes that these players have taken, they're all kind of converging to similar locations. I think Crazy Four Blades fighting All Rocks right now has yet to do the library, if I had to guess. I think Scrimps as well has yet to do library. Yeah. Also, like, keeping in mind that, like, this is a open qualifier race, which means you're playing against other players. So you not only have to play as well as you can, you also have to try not to risk it too much, because the difference between placing first and second isn't that bad, but the difference between placing first and, like, last is pretty bad. So if you put yourself in a situation where it's like, okay, if I skip this relic, I'll save a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. But if this relic happens to be a random Vlad, which it very well could have been, even if you are counting complexity properly, if you're fully locked in and like 100% accurate with your assessment, it's still possible that it just randomly is a Vlad relic. Then you just flat out lose. Like, you're probably going to get last place. You know what I mean? So there is a calculated risk behind intentionally, what's it called? Intentionally grabbing it, even in where you're like, this probably isn't a complexity thing, but I should grab it anyways, because if it happens to be a random Vlad, I just lose. You know what I mean? Yeah. So for the open qualifiers, you're definitely going to be looking for to be as consistent as possible. Was that Echo of Bat? I think Crazy Four Blades just found Echo of Bat at Silver Ring. Ren is also there at Silver Ring. Teleports out of there. So Echo of Bat tells these players that Spike Breaker is definitely Final Vlad. I think it's like guaranteed at this point because that was locked behind Mist, which was locked behind Second Castle. So unless, I guess if Glasses is layer 0, or it's probably Jewel of Open into Glasses, into Mist, into Silver Ring, into Merman Statue, into Final Vlad. Okay. I've done the math. Merman Statue is 100% at Spike Breaker, and then the Final Vlad Relic is at Holy Symbol. I think it has to be. And I think these players, if they are locked in and counting complexity, can figure that out as well. So you're going to want to route accordingly. Durdrak opting not to library card here. Oh, because of Hippogriff. Yep, makes sense. Durdrak still needs to kill Hippogriff. Ren also still needs to kill Hippogriff, but library card it out of Silver Ring instead of backtracking to go kill Hippogriff. That's going to cost you some time later. Yeah, Crazy Four Blades opts to kill Hippogriff, then library card. And it seems like Scrimps has done a similar route decision. And that library card is going to allow Crazy to now do his library checks, which is pretty efficient, all things considered. And it looks like Scrimps did something similar. I'm not sure where they found that library card, but it seems like everybody has at least found one library card, which is nice to see. Especially in a seed where library cards are in the shop. Ren forgot. It's possible, or Ren is just considering I'll just do it later. He kind of did a similar thing for Galamoth. I don't know. In my mind, it's just slightly less efficient. And when you are forced to kill all bosses, you have to think about efficiency with your movement. It's a very important way to save time on these runs. It's very possible that Ren is still getting used to the idea of racing randomizers where all bosses are required. Ren does find Holy Glasses, however. Nice. You love to see it. So Holy Glasses was locked behind Jewel of Open, like I said, at the Succubus location. Makes sense for me. Everyone check next to Darkwing Bat. Nice. That's one of those locations that I honestly skip. So this is a seed where I'd be like, you guys had a library card? Oh, man. And then I'd lose and be mad about it. Because I'm like, yeah, it technically is a higher chance to be a library card, but like, fuck it, we ball. You know what I mean? Ren, you already have Christogram. Why do so many item checks? Ren's playstyle, in my mind, is a little bit greedy. So he goes for item checks even when he is ahead on like damage or items in general. He also, I think, is why he's opted to like skip bosses, because he's used to doing more aggressive like relic skips and stuff like that. But this is one of those relic skips I would assume he would do. He's all the way over here doing the Merman Statue check. This is one of those other checks that I think is like prime material for skipping in a all bosses preset, especially like Nimble Light. But again, it's an open qualifier, so skipping relics can be considered ill-advised. If I lose, it's bullshit, but if I win, it's skill. Exactly. Somebody gets it. Somebody gets it. Holy Glass is acquired for Durdrak. A Varda also was found at some point. Durdrak with some wolf movement for the swag. Curious to see how Durdrak is going to handle these caverns checks. Very curious. Obviously, you have to go for the boss. If these players are counting complexity, they should know that Spike Breaker is guaranteed. In fact, I think you want to skip... Oh, here's the play. If you are Go Giga Gaga Gigo Big Brain... Yes, if you find... Wait, Ren didn't do the Relic check. He killed Scylla but didn't do the Relic check. Am I seeing this correctly? Or did he skip Scylla? Okay, he skipped Scylla. So here's the Giga Gago Goo Giga Big Brain play is you intentionally skip Mermaid Statue because if you find the Relic anywhere else... Yeah, so Ren made a misplay there. If he did Scylla first, he would have found the Relic that he was missing, and now he knows where Final Vlad Relic is. So yeah, Durdrak is 100% confident that Mermaid Statue is nothing, so he can skip it. I was going to say, even if you don't find the Relic behind Scylla, you still skip Merman Statue, and the reason being is you know you're going to have to backtrack to the Holy Symbol location anyways, because you should know that Merman Statue is 100% guaranteed at Spikebreaker, and you should also know that that means you're going to have to backtrack anyways. So if you go and check like Grand Falloon, for example, or the Demon Card check, you check those first, and if those happen to be the random Vlad, then you can know to skip it on the way back. But if you don't find anything on the way back, then you go do Merman Statue, because you're right there anyways, and you're going to have to do that zigzag movement anyways. Ren rewarded? No, he still got punished. Ren was definitely punished by not doing Scylla early, because he had to do Merman Statue. Yeah, so Scrimps is in a similar situation. He should skip Mermaid Statue 100% as well. If Scrimps is paying attention here, he 100% skips Mermaid Statue. Yep, and he does. See, so everybody else is going to be skipping Mermaid Statue, giving them some time to catch up over Ren's route. So this is where things get a little bit tricky. Yeah, Mermaid Statue is at Spikebreaker. We figured this out earlier through mental math. The other thing I'm uncertain of is if it's faster to library card to get to Merman Statue as opposed to just backtracking. That's one of those things that I'm not sure about. That's one of those things that should be tested, but math is hard. Sometimes you got to count to 6. The minimum complexity for Nimble Light is 6, so 6 steps in the complexity chain are required. Durdrak doing relic checks here when honestly you don't need to. I think Durdrak is being overly cautious. Doesn't want to make any mental mishaps. But realistically, you just beeline it for the final Vlad Relic. Yeah, how the fuck do you count to 6 if I only have 5 fingers? Explain that, God. Ren remembers to kill Scylla. Does find the Vlad Relic. So Ren is doing okay, all things considered. The only problem is he hasn't killed Hippogriff yet. He has not killed Galamoth yet either. So that could make things a little tricky later on. Have they found glasses? Yes. Everybody has glasses at this point. Yeah, literally everybody has glasses. Oh, actually, Eldritch doesn't have glasses because he skipped Succubus. Oh, no. He's going back for Succubus right now. Or has he not been to the caverns yet? Actually, he has not been to the caverns yet. Never mind. Eldritch is on his way to the caverns. Sorry, my bad. So this is looking pretty damn close. My gut judgment is that Durdrak is in the lead. But it's going to be close because as of right now, Ren still has to do Galamoth and still has to do Hippogriff. So he's going to library card now. He has to now go do Hippogriff, and he has to do Galamoth when he's in the second castle. Meanwhile, Crazy Four Blades just has to do Grand Falloon, has to get the final Vlad. Scrimps is a little bit ahead here. Has already done all the bosses. Just needs to do a little bit of extra work. Versus... Yeah, just needs to make it to Mermaid Statue, sorry. And Holy Symbol, I mean. Yeah. So Durdrak is essentially in go mode as soon as he saves Richter. And he should be on his way to do so right now. Ren, however, still needs to kill Hippogriff, still needs to save Richter, and still needs to kill Galamoth. This is going to give Durdrak all the time he needs to catch up here and make it to the second castle before Ren. It's also a tight race between Crazy and Scrimps here as well. And honestly, I don't know if Scrimps or Ren or Crazy is going to make it to second place. I'm not sure who's going to take it. Ren is close, but he still needs to do Galamoth. Crazy still needs to do Karasamon, and so does Scrimps. Scrimps still needs to do Karasamon as well. But Karasamon is right there before the end of the first castle, so... So if they can get the final Vlad and kill Karasamon before Ren kills Galamoth, it's going to be close. But Durdrak is in go mode now officially. Just needs to make it to the final room and kill Shaft and Dracula. Ren not too far behind. Ren on his way to the second castle now. Durdrak making his way. All he has to do is hit that teleporter up, which is what he's doing right now. Grab that teleporter. Go to reverse Alrox's quarters. Yeah, Durdrak's in go mode. Nothing left to do but just go. Ren looks like he's not too far behind, but he still has Galamoth. This was the decision that he made early game that is biting him in the ass, opting not to do Galamoth early and not use that library card early. Those two decisions, Durdrak committing to Galamoth and using that library card early, is basically the reason he's in the lead right now. And Scrimps and Crazy are not too far behind. I'm expecting a finish time of 1 minute apart for all three of these folks. It's going to be a very close race for second. And getting second place is huge. The difference between second place and like fourth place, because all these players are in that range right now, is a pretty big deal. Like I said, it is an open qualifier where you kind of just want to do as consistently as you can. So Scrimps does remember here in the bottom right that he has to kill Karasamon. Gets that kill. Ren is gearing up to fight Galamoth right now. And honestly, ever since Scrimps decided to kill Galamoth using the Strength Potion, he has had a lead over Crazy, which is pretty wild, all things considered. Because it looks like Crazy also did a few skips. Like, he doesn't have Gold Ring in his inventory. He doesn't have Power of Mist in his inventory. Oh, Crazy. Oh, he does remember that he has to kill Karasamon. I was going to say, please don't forget. Yeah, Alex isn't too far behind. The only issue is Alex is missing a few bosses. He's missing Lesser Demon, Karasamon, Minotaur Werewolf, and Hippogriff. So no, all of these racers are all performing incredibly well here. Now it's a race, honestly. It's a god-honest race. I think Scrimps is in the lead over Ren right now because Scrimps is first to the teleporter. Yes, Scrimps is first to the teleporter. Ren's next to the teleporter. Crazy also close to a teleporter, but I think Ren is going to get there first. Oh, Ren is opting not to teleport. He's opting to just go from reverse mines. I don't know if that's faster. It's going to be it's just going to be a honest to God race now. Durdrak does get the final finish time here. First place, sub 39. Congratulations. Meanwhile, hold on. Hold on. Let me organize this. Here we go. We have Scrimps getting to the center clock room right now. Ren on his way to the center clock room. Crazy just a few rooms away from the center clock room. Is Ren choosing to not kill Galamoth going to be the difference between finishing in the top 4 or not? Or I guess top 3 technically. Holy shit. Crazy is 1 room away. Ren is also about 1 room away. They're coming from opposite sides. They're going to be converging soon. Crazy touches the clock activation first. Scrimps is already in the final approach. This is damn near close, folks. I just realized that I'm blocking the bottom right-hand corner. I apologize. Let me... there we go. Crazy is first to the elevator. Ren only a couple of seconds behind. This is going to be a photo finish between Crazy and Ren. Looking at their timers, it's going to come down to who has the cleaner fight. Crazy 4 Blades doesn't wing smash. He loses time. Oh, God. They're like 1 second apart. Who has the better stats? Who has the better stats? Who has the better fight? Oh, God, it's so close. Who can mash faster on the attack buttons? Oh, my God. We might have to retime this race. It's going to be very close. We potentially might have to retime this race. They should have their timers automatically stop so long as the tracker is accurate, and we can go off of that time. But let's see it. Who's got the cleaner fight? Who's got the better stats? Who's getting better crits right now? What the fuck? Ren finishes 2 seconds ahead. His stats were better. He had the Varda. He had the Varda. Oh my God. I forgot he had a fucking Varda in his inventory. I don't think Crazy found it. God, it literally came down to that. Dude, photo finish here for the top 4. Wow. All within like just a couple of seconds of each other. Damn. Honestly, you love to see it. This is what racing's all about. This is what Symphony of the Night Randomizer Racing is all about, baby. And Eldritch, not too far behind. Only missing Darkwing Bat and the final Vlad Relic and saving Richter. So, very solid performance as well. Oh, but he's missing the library cards, maybe? Oh, no, he's remembering now that he's got them. Gotcha. Oh, but he never found Chrysogrim. He's using the Fire Shield. That explains a bit why he's farther behind. Fire Shield is a great weapon to have, but it's quite a bit slower, for sure. Quite a bit slower, for sure. GG's to the competitors. That was an insane race. Insane. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I lost a lot of time to center teleporter. You guys were literally tied. I think you maybe were 1 second ahead going into the final fights. But the Dracula fight for Ren was a lot faster because I think he found a Varda somewhere. I'm not sure if you had one, but I know at one point I saw him put a Varda on, so I assume that's why he was able to kill faster. Because unless he got the most insane crits of all time. Because Dracula literally died just like a cycle faster or something like that for Ren. It came down to damage on Dracula at the very least. Yeah, I know Ren had the Varda. I just don't know if Crazy had it. Oh, it was at the waterfall. Oh, yeah. You didn't even need to do that check. Somehow, some way, you doing Mermaid Statue actually did pay off. The race was very, very close between all 4 of you guys, really. I like Durdrak's route a lot, though. Durdrak had a very, very clean route in the second castle, was able to full clear second castle and use the library card from the reverse clock tower at Galamoth. And then because there was more library cards in the shop, it was just very, very strong. Honestly, the route could have been even a little bit faster, but that would require some very aggressive complexity counting, as well as the one thing that it's easy for me to say because I'm not playing the game, but I did have a sneaking suspicion that Holy Glasses was junk due to the fact that the silver ring was found in second castle, if I remember correctly. No, wait, silver ring was found, yeah, in second castle. Something like that. I think nobody else got the Varda because nobody else did the merman statue check because you didn't need to do the merman statue check. The only reason, for whatever reason, the merman statue check was done for Ren is because Ren skipped Scylla for some reason. Was Silver Ring a ghost card? Oh, then wait. Then in that case, okay, then you have to do it in case it's glasses, I think. No, but I think you still can think it's not glasses because you know that Jewel of Open has to be progression, I think. Maybe not, actually, right? Does it work out the same number if it's... No, Jewel of Open has to be progression because of Spikebreaker, I think? There's like math reasons why I think Holy Glasses had to be junk. Yeah. You skip Scylla because of Mermaid Statue, Spikebreaker Room. I guess that does make sense, but I don't know. I think the difference in like movement is maybe like a couple of seconds to confirm potential random Vlad, because in my mind, you skip Merman Statue because you plan on coming back anyways, right? So the same exact logic is the same reason you should skip Merman Statue. Because what if you find a random Vlad at Demon Card or Grand Falloon? So because there could be a random Vlad at Demon Card or Grand Falloon, you skip Merman Statue as well, and then you only check it on the way back. So again, to me, it doesn't make sense that you would choose to do that skip for Scylla, but not for Merman Statue. But nonetheless, we got Eldritch finishing up here. I think Ring of Vlad was the final Vlad, right? So Alex just needs to go to Spikebreaker to get final Vlad, and then he's in go mode. But there it is, Eldritch finishing. 47-41, GG's. Not bad at all. Congratulations to all the competitors. Thank you all for joining this race. It was a quick one. Very much was a quick one. Alex not too far behind, basically one check away from go mode, and it looks like Alex is on his way right now. Hope you guys had fun. That seed was a lot of fun to watch, that's for sure. A lot of interesting optimizations. The only reason, though, that I would argue against skipping Holy Glasses, and I did say it during the commentary, is there is a chance it's a random Vlad. So if you're trying to play it safe and not miss out on a random Vlad, that's the only reason in my mind to check Holy Glasses. Something like that. I don't know. The math works out. I can't explain why, though. This was the only race for today. But if you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join the live stream, twitch.tv/DragonBlitz. I'll see you in the next one very, very soon, where we're going to have more races. Fun, more races. If you're watching live, next race is going to be tomorrow. It's scheduled for tomorrow at 4 p.m. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific, whatever that is in your local time zone. So that's tomorrow. So 24 hours from now, but minus 2 hours from now. So 22 hours from now. Math. Yep, Alex is on the way to the end of the game. GG's, y'all. Was fun. Was fun.